Hello, everybody, and welcome to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree. We are your hosts, Jessica Milagros and Kemi. Hey,
Hi.
Sam, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Um, you know, I'm hanging in there for some reason, every time I watch an episode of Euphoria, I slightly get even more depressed than what I already am. And
Depressed?
oh, yes, absolutely. This is taking me on a whirlwind. I don't know, maybe it's because it's giving me a lot of, maybe reliving past traumas. I don't know. I'm sure that everybody that watches this finds somebody that they can relate to, that they've known, a person, a similarity to someone that they might have known in high school. I mean, I feel like everybody knows that one person. And and yeah, and so a lot of things have been triggering me. And it's like, I don't know if I like this person or if I don't like this person because they make everybody seem so endearing, right? They give them this little sob story, and then just so that we can kind of relate to them as to why they're doing all of these bad and horrible things.
Oh no, absolutely. Because Lord knows I feel so bad for Nate after last night's episode. So yeah. And I was a Nate
Absolutely.
hater. So
Really? Wait. So you felt for Nate yesterday?
yes. Oh my God. Did you hear what his dad said to him about like he was his
Absolutely.
biggest regret? Like that's so sad.
Yeah, but Nate's kind of an ass. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I don't know.
I feel
It's
like it
very
adds
weird.
context. I feel like it adds context to like why Nate is like the way that he is. You know?
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Wait, before we get to the good parts, if you don't already, click like, subscribe, click to receive the notifications. We do Euphoria every 2 weeks. So we'll be covering episodes 3 and 4. I know people probably already forgot about 3. So, but we'll touch base on it. It's been really a really crazy couple episodes. Hey Daniel, and he says yes, this episode was a tad bit crazy, a little bit different. I feel like most of them have some type of like funny element to it, but I didn't find anything funny about yesterday's episode at all. Like they've really hit it on comedy here. Um
I mean, Maddie, or not Maddie, Cassie throwing up in the pool was kind of hilarious for me. Like, I thought that was so funny. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Let's get back to kind of, I know that episode 3, we kind of go into the whole Cal story. It was very Cal heavy, episode 3. It was, back in the day, Cal kind of shows you the story of his high school, how he grew up, his best friend that he was secretly in love with. Um and then kind of figuring out that he does like his best he's like kind of in love with his best friend, and then right before kind of figuring this all out, bam, his girlfriend's pregnant.
Marsha. Yeah, I mean, here's my thing, right? It was just interesting seeing that, like, Marsha, his now wife, was like the aggressor kind of in the relationship. And, like, she was like
Mhm.
the one who was like kind of actively pursuing him because you don't really see that in TV. And I was talking to my best friend about this actually. I'm like, how often do like how often, because Jesse and I talk about this all the time, like how often
Mhm.
is like the woman the one like aggressively pursuing like the guy?
Mhm.
um Jess knows how I feel about that. And not how I feel about that, but like my position in those situations.
Mhm.
And like I don't know, I felt like, again, like you just said, like it's so easy to see yourself in some of these characters, like Marsha in the car with Cal putting her feet on him and like just being like annoying, like that's me. So I don't know, I always end up loving, even though like I feel like episode 3 was kind of slow,
Mhm.
even though I did appreciate Cal's backstory. It's always nice to kind of like see someone that you recognize in these characters because it just kind of draws you
Absolutely.
show so much more.
Yeah. I think this is an interesting episode because it kind of shows a little bit more of that human side to Kel. You're kind of looking at him as this man who is doing all of these things, like that he's a bad person. But to be quite honest, in this episode, he did seem a little bit more submissive to me. Like you said, like his wife was the aggressor. The reason this even happened was because, she got pregnant and he decided he wanted to do the right thing, or maybe it was, or however the case might be. And then you kind of see him quickly unraveling from that to what we saw last episode, which was basically him saying, like, screw everybody, like, I'm done, peace out, I'm living, I'm done. Of course, he was drunk, but he always seems like the very cool, calm, collected guy, the one who wants to do the right thing. And I never really saw that human side to Kel.
Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely does come across as the one who tries to keep everything together, but he's also kind of a dick at the same time. So it's like, I don't know, like, I guess they were trying to humanize him, and I guess it worked for people like you. For people like me, however,
Not people like me.
I mean, you said that, like, it kind of humanized him a little for you. It didn't do that for me. For me, it was
No.
like, can he find a way to, like, not make his problems his children's problems? Like, I feel like that's what you should do as an adult. Like, try to keep a fucking lid on things so that you don't fuck up your kids.
Yeah. See, I personally, it's not that I don't feel that way. Like, yes, I feel that he needed to really work on,
Himself.
yeah.
Why does your son? Why is your, like, 6-year-old son or whatever accessing your personal, like, POV porn collection? Like, what?
Oh, well, men be messy. I don't know. Like it's like, really, how did this get out? But I mean, when I was younger, I ended up finding my brother's porn stash super quick. Like, I know it's like, can you even just put it
But
under lock and key? I
was
don't
your
know.
brother in the porn, though?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No, but if anybody's old enough to remember a movie called Sliver, there was a man at that point. It was Stephen Baldwin. It was Stephen Baldwin and oh gosh, Sharon Stone. It is old school movie where he is the she's a tenant and he's like the owner of the building, and apparently he has all of these cameras in each and every apartment, and he just videotapes them, and he videotapes crazy stuff, and he ends up falling in love with the woman, and the woman falls in love with him, and then she finds his stash, and it's kind of like, dude, where is the stash that she could so easily find, where
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, so going back to Cal, yeah, he was dumb for doing all that, and but that's his thing. He's been living a lie. I don't know. I always say, like, especially when you have children, you have to really love what you do, and I don't know, you kind of have to go in it with no regrets, because it ends up traumatizing your children. Like, and that's the worst thing, when you're living with regrets, when you're living in unhappy situations, that's just showing your child how to also not be happy,
Right. No, I completely agree.
So in a way, this whole, like, Cal unraveling of sorts, his downhill, like his loss of control after keeping himself under control for so long. And mind you, I honestly think that it had a lot to do with his conversation with Fez when he found out that his son Nate is an ass, and his son Nate is literally the devil. So, like, I think that was when it clicked. He was like, I'm keeping this all together for shit ass children who
For
are
son number
insane.
one, son number one, who he sees as a fuck up, and then son number two, who is like quite literally the devil, and then his wife, who he, I guess, is not in love with anymore. I mean, I don't really know. When he could just be out here living his life instead of like living a fantasy.
Yeah. You know, when he realizes, you know what? It's all going to get out anyway. And I'm protecting who and why. I'm insanely unhappy. And I got beat the living shit out of because my son decided to lie to me about what he was doing or how this information got leaked out. It's going to leak out. Might as well live my life. YOLO. Peace out. Like, I totally felt all of that. I was like, Kel is liberated. Let him be. But I don't know. What so we go from that to the unraveling of Rue, which I honestly didn't even think we could get any worse than what it's gotten. You know, I'm kind of, to be quite honest, I'm kind of bored with her character.
Very.
I'm
And also, like, you know, you're down bad when you're getting high on your own supply. Like, babe, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're like, make it make sense.
it
Please.
like this whole the whole 2 episodes, these past 2 episodes didn't even make sense to me because I'm like, how, if this woman is just such an intelligent, drug dealer, that she would even let Rue into a case full of drugs. Like, this makes no sense. How fast she ended up getting it, first of all. The fact that nobody was able to tell that she was a drug addict. Like, the girl looks high all day, every day.
Right.
And then she's here with the suitcase. Like, I'm like, oh my God. And then we find out in episode 4, like, this girl's not even doing business. She's just, what is she planning on doing? Is she planning on just using this whole suitcase and killing and getting herself killed?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like when people are on drugs, they get super desperate, right? But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I feel like if I was addicted to drugs, I feel like if I was on drugs, I would have some sort of path forward. Like, it has to make sense. Like, because if you get high on all these drugs, how are you going to get some more drugs without
Mhm.
getting some money? Like, maybe skim a little bit off the top. Not to say that you should, but like, not you popping pills. Like, what is going on right now? Ruru?
I I'm
What?
like, I'm seriously in shock with all of it. I think we talked about this in, the first and second episode. Like, Rue's here trying to have her cake and eat it too. She's, with Jules. She found, she met Elliot. So she's at a place where she
Elliot.
wants to be able to, you know, do her drugs, have her girl, uh, and have basically all of this, right? How do we feel about the whole Jules Elliot situation? Because, in 3, we see, like, episode 3, we see her being super shady about him. She's like, you want to mess with my girl. She thinks that they have, that Rue and Elliot have some type of crush on each other. And
Never
it
true.
slowly progresses, and then it slowly progresses to where now Jules is now, the thought. So let me know what are your thoughts?
First of all, I love Elliot's character. Like, he's just like so chill, so like just such a vibe. But I saw him and Ruth. I saw something happening between him and Jules. Just from episode 3, when he's like, "Oh, you're very fuckable," and like literally the way that Jules responded was just so like it was very realistic, right? Like, I feel like a lot of times TV shows miss the mark when it comes to like just what would actually happen in real life. But like, so for example, I feel like if in another show someone's like, "Oh, you're so fuckable," and like the person responding would be like, what makes you say that? Like, what makes you think that? Da, da, da. But Jules was just like, what? Like, it was just so cute. Like, not cute, but like just very realistic, because that's how I would respond. Oh yeah, tell me more about myself. But like, I'm not pressed. Anyways, but yeah, I saw something happening between Jules and Elliot, because they seem like a better match. Like, I feel like no one really knows Rue's true like self, because she doesn't even really know herself, and she's always in like a constant state of like either on drugs or like wanting drugs or like coming down. So it's like, I feel like if she takes like 6 months and is sober and like truly recovers, then she'll be able to like discover what she actually likes, and if she's actually attracted to someone, if she's actually friends with someone, if she like enjoys them, whatever. But like, you don't really know when you're constantly like coming down.
No, I definitely agree. This is a very interesting situation, right? Because we see basically in Elliot what we kind of want to see out of Rue is just kind of own like what she's doing. And for some reason she's just so closed off. Whereas I find it like I like Elliot for the simple fact that he's doing what he's doing, but he's very, for the most part, very honest and open with
Yeah.
how he moves, you know. And I know girls that definitely love guys like that, because it's like, yo, just tell me straight up, like, what is this? How is this going down? Like, you're into, you know, you're into Rue? Yeah, I'm into Rue. It's like, but I'm into you too. Like, it's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, just be honest. Like, he seems like a very honest character, and I feel like the show really needed that, because pretty much everyone in the show is lying to each other at all times. Like, you have Kat lying to Ethan that she's even remotely interested in him. You have Cassie lying to herself that like whatever's going to happen with her and Nate. You have Cassie lying to Maddie, her best friend, that she's like sleeping with her best friend's ex-boyfriend. You have Nate lying to both of them. God even knows what's going on in his head. You have Rue lying to everyone. You have like, who else? You have Cal lying about his entire life. Yeah, everyone's just lying to everyone. And I feel like they plop in Elliot, who's just like an honest character, almost to a fault. And next thing you know, he's fucking Jules. Like, let's go. Let's go. Like, yes, I love to see it.
Do we it kind of says, like, do we think Elliot's gonna drop the drugs for Jules similar to what Rue was doing, or is he was just feeling guilty with, you know, with what was going on?
Hell fucking no. I feel like
I
he's
don't think
like,
so either.
but I don't think he's like an addict the way Rue is, right? So like, why does he even need to stop doing? I mean, not well. Don't do drugs.
Well,
Don't do drugs. But I mean, he's not like an addict, so it's like he might not see it as that big of a deal. Like, why do I need to stop like popping a little pill on the weekend because your ex was an addict? I'm not an addict. Like, that's how I would see it if I was him. Like, what does that have to do with me? Like, don't try to change me because you were in a fucked up situation. Not that I agree with that. I'm just saying I could see it being that way.
yeah. I can kind of see that. What do we I mean, yeah, this is going to be very interesting. I mean, I know it hit hard. I guess I didn't feel bad for the whole Elliot and Jules situation because of the way Rue's been acting and how she is just, I mean, how do you feel about this? Because it's like Jules is technically, I guess, cheating on Rue at this point, right? Because they're together. She was jealous of like the whole relationship with you know, with Elliot, and then turns the tables and ends up kind of hooking up with Elliot. But it could be said that Rue cheated on her, has been cheating on her with drugs, with her in her relationship with drugs, because there's just not, it's not just a I cheated on you with a man. It's like, I cheated on you emotionally. I cheated on you. Like, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like it's justifiable, this whole like Jules with Elliot situation?
I mean, I think it's justifiable for, I guess, a little bit of a different reason than you think it is. I think it's justifiable because it's like, I'm not getting from this relationship what I feel like I'm putting into it. She like had a fake orgasm. Let us not forget.
Oh,
Which is very,
that is like cardinal sin.
I know, like that's very offensive. Um, so yeah, I mean, and I feel like what is it actually? Like I think Elliot nailed it on the head at the beginning where he's like, are you guys in love? Like, do you guys even really know each other? That is the question. Like, what the fuck do y'all even like about each other? I can see why Elliot and Jules are attracted to each other. I don't understand what's going on with Rue and Jules. It seems a lot like trauma bonding versus like an
Yeah.
connection with Elliot and Rue or Elliot and Jules.
Yeah, I do, and I agree with that, like the whole trauma bonding. I mean, with um I've always felt like Jules had forced this idea of Rue. That is definitely not how she rolls. That's not how it looks like she does things. She, for all intents and purposes, I guess she is a heterosexual woman. It's like she's a trans woman, but like because she likes men, like, and so therefore, like, that is what she gravitates toward, right? And the whole Rue thing is just literally, I mean, I don't know, when you love someone, especially at such a young age, when you're a teenager and you're experimenting and you're just trying to, figure it out, like, I'm assuming that the love is just you can just mistake that for a different kind, for a different kind of love. And I think that Jules also has these tendencies of wanting to be wanted. So
Yeah.
it's very much of a, like, I'm playing with this toy, and you put the toy aside, and then when you realize that the toy is now being played by somebody else, or, you know, like someone else wants the toy, all of a sudden you want to pick the toy back up and you want to play with it again. Like, I feel like Jules has very much of those types of tendencies. She wants to keep Rue in a position where she's still being adored, by Rue. Um, and now she's getting that attention elsewhere from Elliot. So
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And honestly, like I'm here for it. Like I feel like Jules, like we got a lot of Jules' backstory, and we just know like she's been through a lot, and let's not forget the whole Nate debacle from season one. Like she deserves to have her happiness, and you know maybe that's with Elliot.
yeah. So let's finally talk about this whole Cassie situation, because this has been just one hot mess. So, coming into episode 3, she is, um, yeah, she's still convinced that she wants to be with Nate. She's messing with him. Maddie knows absolutely nothing. But now going into episode 4, Maddie, it seems like, Maddie, or Nate ends up not going to see Cassie, so that he can end up being with Maddie. Um, what the hell's going on there, do you think?
I think that I don't know. Like I didn't expect that though, and
That Nate was gonna get back with Maddie, or
I mean,
trying to, at least?
I guess I kind of expected him to try to get back with Maddie because they've been together for so long and their relationship is so toxic. Like, when is it ever gonna? It's like one of those, like, I feel like everyone witnessed a relationship like this in high school. Like, I wasn't in one, but I definitely witnessed one where it's like they constantly go back to each other no matter
Yeah.
who does what to each other, because they have so much history, and like it's just, you know. But what did Cassie think was gonna happen? Like, did you think you were gonna ride off into the sunset with Nate, and that he was gonna mysteriously or magically be this great guy that he has never shown himself to be, like, ever, and that there would be no blowback from your very, like, volatile best friend? Like, what is wrong with you, Cassandra? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. I really can't stand girls like this. This is a very big trigger for me. It's just like one of those where it's like a this it's like the female version of like what Captain Save-A-Ho kind of situation, where it's like you think you can fix a person and you think you could fix him because hey, it's me. I mean, the five other girls before him, before me couldn't fix him, but I'm different.
It's so
I
sad
can
that
definitely do this.
so many women like go through that, like, I can save him phase. I definitely had a phase like that. Like,
I was there too, and I think that's just a part of like that is just a part of growing up going teenage to adulthood. Like that is, I don't know why we can think that. I don't know why what we end up thinking we can make them better men. We
it's
fall in love
because
with
we all watched
potential.
Gilmore Girls. We all watched Gilmore Girls. We watched Rory do it with Jess, and then we're like, huh, I myself am a Rory, so I can fix any, uh, like, oh my god, blame Hollywood.
Yeah. It's it's wild. And I see it in the comments like that they feel that Maddie either knows or that she's figuring it out. I personally don't think so. Like I think that Maddie looks at Cassie and is like, "No, this is my ride or die." And while Maddie has jealous tendencies, maybe she might not. I feel like she doesn't trust Nate. So obviously when Nate asked, is she always like this? Like she kind of gave that little low blow of just like, no, she's not, but she's just like whatever. I forgot what she
When
said. Like
she drinks, she's a mess or something like
she's a
that.
mess or whatever. she she's always going to talk down. I think she's going to talk down to basically anybody that she talks to. That's just her nature. I don't think that she gets it. I don't think that she would ever put it together. I think, of course, when people talk, she just looks at them like they're naturally stupid. She naturally looks at you a little skeptical because that's just her nature, but I don't think that she has it put two and two together. Not even when Cassie threw up in the hot tub and was just screaming, I'm sorry, Maddie. I'm pretty sure Maddie still thought that it was because she threw up in the hot tub.
Can
Not
I
and
say, Sydney Sweeney, can we get her a fucking Emmy for that scene? For the whole season so far. But for that scene, I was like, okay. Like, yes.
wild. It was that one was
So
was
good.
so
So
good.
good.
So good, so wild. You see Cassie literally spiraling and you're just like, what is this bitch gonna do? What is she gonna say? This is gonna be so intense. And then it so messy. But I was here for all of it. Do you think she is gonna go through with telling Maddie?
No.
And because she was like, how do we feel about her basically? I mean, I saw a little bit in her this episode where she kind of had a little bit more of that courage in telling Nate to kind of fuck off and say that she was going to tell Maddie. I mean, obviously it was just
It was completely 180 when she got to Maddie's birthday party, and she's like, is Nate still coming? Is he still coming? Like, I feel like the fight scene with Nate was very out of place. It didn't really make any sense. Like, I feel like if she was gonna do that, she should have kept that same energy when the party rolled around, right? But like, she had all this like them for Nate when they were alone, and then like when she didn't see him for like 20 minutes, she was like, is Nate still coming? Like, oh my God. And then she's like crying to Maddie, like, I'm so sorry. I don't think that she's going to say anything to Maddie about it. I think this is the type of person that I think Cassie is, right? I've seen bitches like this. I think what Cassie is gonna do, she might let Maddie know. She might let her know. But the way that she's gonna do it, she's gonna like, remember in Jersey Shore, who wrote the note? I think she's going to pull a note. I think she's going to do that. By the way, your best friend slept with your ex-boyfriend. Signed, anonymous. I could see her doing something like that, or like starting like a rumor or something. I can't see her directly telling Maddie to her face because, you know, get her ass beat. And
She would get her
she would get her shit rocked, and I don't see her like putting herself in that position.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, this girl is going to get murdered. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like, I watch Cassie move, and I mean, and I feel like I would probably beat the living shit out of her. Like, and I I feel bad for saying that. But you know, it's just like it's just it's just so cringe. You know, I cannot stand chicks like this. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of girls in I would hate going to Euphoria High.
Euphoria High.
Euphoria High. That's what I'm calling it. I would hate to go there because no, I just, I could not. I would be more on a cat. I would definitely be more on a cat level. By the way, like we haven't really seen much of her, which is like, it's weird. She's kind of going through it. Poor cat, you know, is kind of like on this spiraling out of control. I don't know who I am and what I love and what I do, and I hate myself. And I hate that for her.
Included more of her storyline this episode, though. Like they showed a little bit of like what she was thinking, but I'm wondering why they didn't like, instead of showing like Cassie dancing around in balloons for 20 minutes. Like I would have loved to see more of like whatever's going on with Cat.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, right? Where you're just looking at Cassie spiraling out of control, and it's just like, I don't care
Which again, daytime Emmy. Listen, okay? I would not hate if she. Are Emmys? Do you vote on Emmys? I always just watch.
No, it's Academy. That's the Academy.
Okay, so if she is nominated, I will tweet about it. Since I can't vote, I'll tweet about
it. I mean, yes, this was definitely a good episode. What are the other ones? I was confused. Let's go to Fez, because there was a quick Fez mention. Like it was pretty quick. It seems like the person that Ashtray killed, his wife or girlfriend, is starting to have questions. Is that?
I have no idea what was going on with that. Like, I know that, yeah, it was a little bit weird. The drug dealer that worked for Mouse came back. I don't know. I have to rewatch that scene. Honestly, I watched it still like.
Yeah, I think it was that he came back and he said, "Hey, Mouse's girlfriend is asking a lot of questions."
Yeah.
About what happened. Yeah, the baby mama, exactly.
Okay, the baby mama.
So this is going to be interesting because obviously that's going to spiral kind of like what did they do? What did they do with Mouse? Like, what did they do with him?
They got rid of the body.
You know?
They didn't show it. They didn't show it.
Yeah. So, as of right now, Fez is in that situation. You have Lexi, who is still working on this Oklahoma play of sorts, or this anti-Oklahoma play.
I don't even know what Oklahoma is. Like they kept bringing it up, like it was like the what's the movie? What's the play with the click your heels 3 times?
Oh, the Wizard of Oz?
Yes, they kept like talking about it like it was on that level. I've never heard of Oklahoma before in my life. Like
I don't think I have either. But apparently this is something that she's like trying to get off the ground running in a completely in like of with her own, with her own cast.
listen, Jessica and I don't know if we should. Is this like breaking the fourth wall? I don't know. But Jessica and I have talked about this extensively over the past 2 weeks. The fact that Lexi, IRL, is the daughter of Leslie Mann, kind of iconic, I have to say.
Love.
Leslie Mann is so fucking funny. Like, unreal. Like, so funny that it just makes me like love Lexi's character so much.
Absolutely. Like, I mean, she is the child of Leslie Mann and Judd Apatow. Like, that is a killer combination.
Yes.
She is literal royalty, like comedic royalty. Which is very interesting to see her in this space, and doing something like this. I enjoy her character. I think she's kind of in a sleeper, like in this sleeper mode. Like, we talked about this a couple, like the last episode or the last recap, where you found Lexi as weak and I saw her as something completely different, and I think these last 2 episodes, we got kind of a recap on Lexi as well, like in 3, that talked about her being an observer and the differences of how she responded to the trauma that she had with her parents versus how Cassie has kind of done it. I know that we said that each and every character on Euphoria is pretty weak in a way, in one way or another. But I don't know. I saw Lexi as it being a pretty strong, it not weak in the sense that I like I said before, in this episode or the episode 3 proved that she was an observer and she's just like one that just watches as things happen and just kind of gets to writing about them and tells her story in that way.
That makes sense.
This is gonna be interesting. That's pretty much it. We end the episode 4 with Cal basically telling his kids, peace out.
Okay, can we talk about this? Like one small thing from that scene that like I could not stop thinking about the entire time. Like it was just like replaying in my mind the entire time that he was just giving his like monologue. He peed on the floor and then he's walking throughout. Are you tracking your little like piss prints throughout the house? I would have been.
That's all you care about.
If I'm his wife, I would have been fuming if there's like dried up like piss prints throughout the house that I now have to like Swiffer. Like
I love the fact that he said, "Hey, you two, figure out who's gonna clean up my piss. Peace out. Y'all suck. I'm out."
I also wonder if this would have even happened had he not had like a concussion or whatever from Ashtray and then gone on a binge like a fucking bender, drinking like his heart out. Like if he was completely sober and unwounded, would he still be like, fuck it, we ball? I don't know. Probably not.
Do we think that Cal is going to have a change of heart? Is he going to sober up next episode and come back and cry and apologize to his family.
That's pretty hard to come back from. Telling your son, who you already have a tumultuous relationship with, that he's your biggest regret, and your son isn't saying anything back. He's not arguing with you, nothing. He's just like looking at you, taking it off. That's really hard to come back from. Nate, honestly, like, man, I feel so bad for him. I really do. It like really like it made me feel so bad for him when that happened, because it's like he really didn't have a chance. Like in life, he really didn't have a chance. He's like a carbon copy of his dad, high school athlete, super aggressive, like super machismo, and like, you know, he discovers his dad's secret. He's like harboring it, trying to hide it, etc. for years. Like he didn't have a chance at all. And then here goes your same dad who you've basically been working the past month or however long, year, whatever it's been, to protect, saying that you're his biggest regret. Like, what do you even say back to that? That's probably why he was like on mute. Like, so sad. So sad.
Yeah. This is, yeah. It's pretty bad. This whole that whole situation, those whole like maybe 5 minutes of like that dialogue was bad. I don't even want to know, like it's one of those things where the mom, it's like, where's the mom in all of this? You know, like
It makes you wonder if she knew all this time that he had like a little secret. Because her
yeah,
reaction wasn't very like,
exactly. It was kind of like something that she has been trying to cover up or has been trying to just dismiss. Um, this is going to be a very, I honestly think that the mom definitely knew. You don't, I mean, especially when she's not even, she's not crying, she's not arguing, she's not really saying anything. It's just kind of like, go to sleep. And like, she just walks away.
yeah.
I'm just like, yo, this would not be my reaction if this was happening in my damn house.
What would be your reaction, Jess? What would be your reaction?
Girl, girl. Oh no. You would
Tell
not
us.
even want to know. It would be Bad Girls Club up in there.
Tell us.
It would be serious Bad Girls Club up in there. I might have a knife in my hand. I don't know. I might be taking a pot or pan or two, maybe trying to like bash
Okay,
someone
Jess
else's head.
Martinez.
I know. I would not play. I would be screaming a hell of a lot more, telling him to get the hell out. You know, I'd probably tell him to apologize to his children. I mean, you know what? The thing is like I would never be caught in that situation, to
Are
be
you sure?
quite honest.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We have to see what
Yeah.
he's been up to. Have you flipped through Steve's CD collection? Because honestly, Jessica. Just kidding. Oh my god. No.
Yes.
Just kidding.
And phone and computer and, you know, and Instagram and Twitter.
Jessica's
You don't
girl.
I don't play.
Girl.
I'm like this the whole time, like
It is true. It is true.
yeah.
Jessica's girl.
It would never have gotten to that point because I probably would have said something like maybe no, I would have said something once I knew he was spending a little too much time in that den. I'd be like, excuse
What's
me,
going on in
where's
here?
that den? Why is this den locked? Why is it locked? Why? Give me the key. Where's the key to this drawer? Where's the key to this drawer? Gimme.
Respect.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is gonna be interesting. What would we say we're predicting for next week? We have oh gosh, right? We have Mouse's baby mama looking for answers. We got Rue taken stash from, from her suitcase, which she seems to have been. I mean, she took quite a few pills the last time we saw her. She took like
Four
4.
heavy
I saw I saw that.
like
I was like, she's gonna die. This girl is gonna she's going back into the hospital, obviously gonna be OD'd on something. Um, we have next day Cassie, and Maddie, Nate situation here. What does
which
that
another thing. Listen, Euphoria has all the it girl brands this season. The bikini that Cassie was wearing, the swimsuit that Cassie was wearing was from Frankie's Bikinis. I promise you that the bikini that Maddie was wearing was from Inamorata, Emily Ratajkowski's line. I know it was because I've seen it before. Last week's episode. Oh, also this week's episode. What's her name? Maddie was wearing custom Marc Jacobs, a collaboration with Devin Lee. I saw it like 3 weeks ago on fucking Instagram. The week before that, or last week, Maddie was wearing this like Versace corset, but she also had on these Amina Muaddi shoes, like these strappy sandals from Amina Muaddi. I'm like, oh my God, they're literally all of the it brands, all of the it girl brands. So just wanted to throw that out there.
it is like, oh my God, is it messed up that each episode comes out I'm liking Nate more?
Girl, it's giving therapy, okay? Listen, we need to. I'll send you, Christina. I will send you the TikTok that I literally just posted. Oh no, I put that on my close friends, but I'll send you the TikTok that I posted about how all these crime documentaries glorifying Ted Bundy
Absolutely.
has the girlies glorifying Nate. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Christina, there is an app called BetterHelp. It is actually a very affordable, mental health tool to talk to a therapist about some of these concerns that you may have about liking men like Nate. I would suggest but I feel like a lot of us like men like Nate, and that is an issue, and it does. And again, as Kemi said, this is something that is glorified in our society. Like you said, like someone like Ted Bundy was just, someone that were like, oh, well, he's such a good looking man. No wonder he was.
And even wait a minute, I wish we had a picture of him accessible right now because was he? I don't know.
back in the day, Kim. Back in
Please,
the day, I'm
the
sure
way they
in the
talk about
90s.
him, the way they talk about him, you would have thought it was John Stamos. Absolutely, absolutely not. They're the same sort of they're the same type, but one is clearly like objectively attractive, John Stamos, and then you have Ted Bundy. Like, what is? And it has nothing to do with the fact that he's a murderer. Like Aaron. What's that guy's name? Was it Aaron Rodgers, the football player who was a murderer? What was his name?
Oh my God, I don't know.
Guy?
I am not very well versed in
There was this Latino guy
murderers.
who was with the Giants, I think. No, with the Patriots. Back maybe like 5 years ago, he murdered someone. And then like when he was in jail, he committed suicide or something, and they said like he had like a concussion, CTE, something like that.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yes.
But I don't remember his name. But yes, I kind of vaguely.
Aaron Rodriguez, I think.
Oh, Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez, fine as hell, fine as hell, fine as hell. Still a murderer. Yes, those dimples were so damn deep. Though. They were.
No.
So, no,
this is bad.
I
think I might have to put
edit this out.
A disclaimer.
I say all of this to say that just because someone is a murderer doesn't make them unattractive. But just because someone is like you don't have to say that Ted Bundy is attractive just because like he's not. Like, stop doing this. Like the lies. It's just. Wow.
This is all I want to say that this is all very subjective because not one person has the same taste in men. So obviously
everyone finds John Stamos attractive. Every single person finds John Stamos in his prime, John Stamos in his later years, John Stamos currently, he's been hot all his life. Everyone agrees. Ted Bundy, however, propaganda.
It's like, you making me like someone that we shouldn't even really be liking this person either. I get it. I totally get that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but Nate is a good looking actor. Like,
I have to look at him again. I don't really remember what he looks like. Okay, I'm lying.
Nate?
Yeah,
what you just saw, like a whole season and a half of this show.
I'm trying to be evasive. I mean, he's a good looking guy. He's also 6'5", so yeah, he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, and I think that it's just that I don't know, it's weird because it's like he's an ass and then he's nice and then he's an ass again and then he's nice, and it's just very gives you gaslight central. It's just very manipulative. Yes, very. But I feel like that is the type of guy that fared well in high school, especially because, I mean, look at all the other high school guys. I mean,
Ethan.
It's not giving, the way Nate is. Like, Nate looks like he can just like pick you up and throw you on over his shoulder. Elliot does not look like that, huh?
Relax. Pick you up and throw you over his shoulder. Calm down, Jessica. You guys see where Jessica's mind always.
It is not
every single time. Every time.
I don't know what Kevin's talking about. Obviously, we're going to stop talking about this because these are high school kids and we are well in. We can literally be their parents. No, but or at least I can for sure. But yes, Ethan definitely looks way older than a high school student. I agree, Christina. Like, that is
Ethan looks like?
Sure.
He looks like one of the Sprouse brothers. The Sprouse brother that owns like the liquor company. I don't know which one it is. It's Dylan, or one of the Sprouse brothers owns a liquor company, and he looks a little bit different these days. Not the one in Riverdale, the other one. Ethan looks like him. The one who's dating, I think he's dating Barbara Palvin. No. The one in Riverdale is dating Barbara, the other one.
Yeah. Oh, but we talked about this. Everybody at Euphoria who plays a student in Euphoria is like in their late 20s.
Or 30.
Or 30, right? Because Maddie is like, is she?
Maddie, I think she's 30, 31. Yeah.
30. Okay. Yeah. So
I love her. I love her.
So it's like, yeah, they're not kids. But I mean, what else is new? They've been casting, 30-year-olds to play teenagers since the end of time.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So next episode.
Oh, Dylan is dating Barbara. Yes, he looks like Dylan Sprouse. Yes. Cole is in Riverdale. Gotcha.
Yeah, he's Zach and Cody.
Yes, the sweet life.
He's a twin on from Zach and Cody.
Which, oh my gosh, you guys, a little information that no one ever asked for, but I'm gonna give it to you anyways. Back when Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was going on, everyone used to call me London because I acted just like her, which is nothing to be proud of, I guess. But yes, I am no longer ditzy in my old age. I was when I was younger. I can admit that now because that girl is dead and gone. But I actually just saw a picture of Brenda's song the other day. Gorgeous.
Yeah. She engaged to Macaulay Culkin.
I know. Love that.
Yeah. It's wild to me, like the
how incestual Hollywood is.
I mean,
incestuous.
But yeah. any last thoughts about these last 2 episodes?
The only thing that I'm gonna say is it hasn't been as Nate heavy as I originally expected it to. The first 2 episodes are very, very Nate heavy. I feel like he hasn't even had any lines, and he didn't have any lines in like last week's episode, and then this week I feel like we didn't really hear much from him aside from his fight scene with Cassie, and then talking shit a little bit about Cassie with Maddie. So I don't know. It's interesting to see. I thought that they were going to make this whole season the like completely about the love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate that they're giving more context to like Cal and like etc. And I've seen people online, Reddit. I'm sorry that I'm on there sometimes, but like I've seen people online like talking about how this is supposed to be a show about high school students and like why are they making it so much about Cal? Who said it was a show about high school students? Who said that? I didn't see that anywhere. That's not in the summary. That's not in the synopsis. I didn't see that. So, I'm enjoying the show. I really like it. And yeah, I can't wait till next week.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I guess I didn't even think about it
Reddit.
being, and you're right. It's not a show about high school as it is about high school students. I mean, have you seen them carrying books anywhere? Like this high school obviously does
That's
not
it.
have
Can they
textbooks. The high school obviously doesn't have textbooks.
They don't even have
Obviously.
book bags. Like, if we're being real,
Obviously,
there's
they're
no bag.
not there's no gym class. There's no I don't know what they do. It's in school. Um, I don't know what they do. They obviously have no dress code. Nobody's getting uh detention. I promise you I would have gotten sent home or in detention for half of the shit that these girls are wearing
Are
in
you
school.
joking? Literally, I couldn't. I have gotten detention so many times in high school for wearing leggings. Leggings. And you have Maddie who has EVE's paw prints on her cleavage, and I couldn't wear leggings. I almost want to write a letter. Like,
Like this is this injustice. It's like, whoa.
yes, not to Euphoria, do your thing, but to my high school administrators, like y'all were really out here acting a fool. And look at what the girlies are wearing these days.
Girl, I'm like, when I was in high school, like literally, if the short, if the skirt, if the dress was you did the what
Yes,
the finger the fingerling
fingertip thing.
the fingertips, if it didn't, if it was shorter than your fingertips, and when you put them to your side, when you put your hands to your side,
Yes,
you are getting sent your ass home. That's
exactly.
what you're
And
doing.
for a girl like me whose wingspan is like astronomical, I couldn't wear anything. So yes, but I appreciate the fashion on Euphoria. I have to say.
I do. I appreciate it. It's very different. Um yeah. And I'll say that. Look, you know what? It's not just, and I kind of said it, like they're not they're never carrying a book. I would at least expect you to be carrying your freaking Chromebook. Something. Like, yeah, because that's what kids are doing now, right? I don't know. So my daughter goes to high school and she's always has her Chromebook. Like they do notes and everything on their computers. They just have
I don't think we
everyone
were
has a
allowed to
laptop.
do that in high school. When I was in high school, we weren't allowed. Like they gave us computers, like they gave us MacBooks in class, but they didn't. We couldn't bring our own computer. I don't even think I had my own
Really?
computer in high school, but they had
The-
them in class for us.
Our high school gives them the high school gives them a Chromebook for them to take to home. Yeah, it was part of the tuition.
To
I mean, tuition fee, like school fees. You always have like high school fees or some shit like
I
that.
don't
I
know
don't
what you're
know.
talking about. I went to public school. The only fees
So
we
did
had
I, and they're in public
after
school
school,
too.
after school activities. That was the only thing we had to pay for. I think. I don't know. I guess I should ask my mom.
Look, Euphoria is a good reason as to why in real life you get your kids in extracurriculars. This whole like I ain't got shit to do, this whole like I only know how to ride a bike to go and get drugs from like this,
Yeah,
undercover
they're not busy enough.
store.
They're not busy.
Nah, my daughter is in volleyball. My daughter
Listen,
is going to be
Jessica
in basketball,
Jessica says that as if
volleyball,
she wasn't in high
softball.
school herself. Jessica acts like she wasn't in high school herself. No matter how busy you are, you're still gonna find time to do whatever it is that you're
Yeah.
trying to do. You're
I
gonna find time.
I am going to petition for I'm gonna I don't know, is this a maybe I need to send a letter to producers at Euphoria. I demand to see these kids' grades. I want to see their high school grades. I want to know what classes they're excelling in and what they're failing because I promise you, half of that school is flunking the fuck out of high school. There's just no way.
Not
No
our
way.
girl Lexi. Not our girl Lexi. Because you know what? The administrator knew her by name. So he was like, listen, Lexi, you're the one holding our GPA above water. Got you.
Absolutely. See, Steven says it. Just tuning in. Let's see those grades. I want to see. No. Oh, yes. I'm not worried about Lexi. I don't need to see. I don't see. I already know. Actually, Lexi's the only person I've seen with a computer typing absolutely anything. See, people, I mean, it was in this episode. She or
But
in
but okay,
the
but
previous episode.
Lexi's talking shit. Remember those websites when we were in school that you could anonymously talk shit about each other? That's what Lexi's doing. Like she's not taking notes. She's on what was it called? It was called like Mammoth or something. She's on Zenga or whatever
Zenga.
talking shit. Like she's on
Yeah.
Reddit. She's on Reddit.
No. Well, true. But I promise you, Lexi is going to be an insane journalist. And she's creating a school play, Kemi.
True.
She's creating a school play. Like if anything, she's the only person who actually is doing something of an extracurricular of sorts. She's in the drama. She's in drama.
Listen, you don't have to go up for Leslie Mann's daughter for me. I'm already a stan. It's cool.
Exactly. Lexi has her manuscript written out.
Zenga.
all ready, point blank, period. That is that. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking what could potentially come out of this. Lexi knows what the hell's up. I feel like next episode, Lexi is gonna come at Cassie. Oh, maybe in her little play, she no, that's perfect, actually. Maybe in the play that Lexi is putting together, it is going to be the demise of Cassie, and it's going to show, like, people are going to know that this is an episode, that this is a
Somebody get Jess in the writer's room, okay? Somebody get Jess in the writer's room because
do we agree, y'all?
beautiful.
Do we agree? People who are watching, thumbs up for agree, thumbs down for disagree. What do you think? Like, we're gonna like everything's gonna unravel because Lexi decided that she wants to rat out her bitch ass sister. This is what, yes, Oklahoma. I said that we already know.
Oklahoma's gonna be a shit show.
Yes, we're like I want to see. I think that this is exactly what's going to happen, and then people are maybe not going to get it, or Maddie's totes going to get it. I think she'll get it, and then she's going to get up, and then she's going to beat the living shit out of Cassie right there during the play.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
This would be literally, see, this is why some people I see myself in Lexi because I'm kind of one of those people who I take my time on on revenge, kind of on the like, oh, okay, let me just get enough. Let me just get enough material.
Honestly, you need things in your arsenal if you're going to go after something. It's not all about the instant gratification. You have to wait.
Absolutely.
Stock up your what is it? Your revolver. Make sure you got enough bullets in the cartridge.
I like how you that was your analogy. I was gonna say, you just gotta have to build a case. It's just kind of like being a lawyer and building up your building up your case. You gotta have enough. You had to have enough to build up that case. So we will see. I mean, we'll see. Do we think Maddie will probably have a reaction we won't expect? No, I think
she's I even the way she was reacting in the hot tub, like asking me to come to college with you, to marry you, to have your babies. That is that's hurt. That's speaking from a place of like, you hurt me. And if your best friend, because I know for me, like in high school, my high school boyfriend tried to sleep with my best friend. She didn't do it because that was gang. Hello. Anyways, for me, I would have been much more upset at her than I would have been at him, because you're my best friend. I confide in you about this person, etc., etc. I talk to you all the time. You know how he's hurt me, blah, blah, blah. And then you still go behind my back and do X, Y, and Z. No. I would have been pissed at him, sure. But her, like, unforgivable. Unforgivable. You're supposed to be my friend. Like, you're supposed to be better than me.
That's true. It's one of those things, like, since either Maddie beats Cassie's ass or they become a throuple.
Listen, Maddie knows she's too good for that kind of throuple. Not now. If Zendaya was in said throuple, I could understand the allure, but Cassie's a mess. Like, I mean, I guess Rue's a mess. I don't know why I just said that. Rue's a fucking
I was
mess.
like, what? Let's go down to who's like the bigger mess out of this situation. I don't even know.
They're all a mess. Ugh, high school, man.
The only person who I would say is not a mess in any, well, not in any situation, but like the least mess of all of them would probably be Fez.
Yeah.
And I think that that's saying something, given that he's a drug dealer and he is always around this mess, that this has just been the life that he's lived, and yet he is one of the most responsible ones.
He's such a good person too. Like, he just wants Rue to be better. Like, he's another one. He didn't really have a chance. Like, he's just thrown into this drug life. But
this is going to be a mess. Or also, like, when is Fez going to figure it out? When is he going to find out that that Rue has a suitcase full of drugs? What is going?
Hopefully it doesn't blow back on him,
This is a mess. She took 4 pills, y'all. Next episode, she is for sure in some type of coma. I don't know. Like, she's definitely out for the count. Someone's going to find these drugs. Someone's going to find the case. What is going to happen to this case?
I just feel like, I don't know. Like, girl, you have to get it together. Like, there's really no reason to be getting high on your own supply. Hello. And then on top of that, it's like, don't you want money? Like, there's money to be gotten. And, like, you're just doing what? Getting high? I mean, is it that great? I would love to know, like, maybe we can cut this part out because slightly controversial. But, like, I would love to know, like, what the feeling of being, like, really, really high does to people. Because I just can't imagine anything feeling that good, that it's worth, like, compromising everything. Like,
it's horrible. They don't work. Y'all, don't do drugs. Stay in school. Stay in school. Be cool.
But
all that good shit.
Not Euphoria school, though.
Crack is whack. Okay.
That is what I said.
Crack is whack. There's nothing, there's no, I don't know. Well, that's also for addictive personalities. It could be said for absolutely anything. It's the addictive, it's like when you have an addictive personality, it's literally it's not so much it feeling so good, but you just feeling absolutely
Attached to it. Yeah.
nothing, nothing. Like you are addicted to the feeling of everything being out of your mind and you just not having to think about anything. I don't know when the last time I ever felt that way was.
I need a vacation. Listen, okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Yes, that's the other one. Say
One
nope to dope. Yes. Um, this is gonna this is gonna be an interesting situation. We're here to to cover it. I think Caleb said, what was it? I have a feeling. Let me see. He says, I have a feeling it's gonna blow back on Fez because whenever Rue has drug related problems, she goes to him. She knows that he'll want to protect her. And I agree. I definitely agree with that statement. I feel really bad for Fez right now. He's dealing with a lot of stuff that has zero to do with him. Like he didn't have to kill Mouse. I mean, he didn't kill Mouse. Ash Trey killed Mouse, but obviously he's kind of accomplice to that. But it was all because of Rue. It
Right.
wasn't because of anything else. So, I mean, all of these situations that Fez is currently in even with the Caleb situation and beating him up, getting the cops called on him, all of this shit is because of his relationship with Rue. Like, I have no idea the type of hold that Rue has on these people because ultimately she looked like she didn't even have any social skills to where she even had friends like this. Like this is like Rue is that toxic friend where it's like, what do you bring to the table, yo? Like
Yeah.
you bring absolutely zero to my life except drama. It's like that with
And you
Lexi. It's
see,
like that.
I was gonna say, you see that season 1 with Lexi, where it's like you're casting me to the side until you need me to pee in a bottle again.
Yup. It's all those things. And it's weird because I feel like in this season, they're building up all of these characters to be relatable and lovable, and they're yet making Rue less and less and less of that type of character. Because I mean, even with last episode, with on in episode 3, she's literally doing that whole like PowerPoint presentation on how to on how to literally scheme someone into thinking that you're sober, like how to pull a fast one on somebody. And I feel like, well, that's totally opposite of what they're doing to all of these other characters.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yep.
And
And here's the thing, like, I feel like Zendaya is so good at, like, I don't know, like, I didn't watch her Disney show. It was like, I don't know. I don't know her from
which
Nickelodeon or
one? I've
Disney.
watched all of them actually. It was
It's
during my daughter's time. That's why.
yeah, I have no idea
Shake
about
It
any of
Up,
that.
Shake It Up was a dance, was a dance one, and then the other one was her.
Wizards of Waverly Place, right?
Huh?
Wizards of Waverly Place, right?
She was a secret agent. Yeah, Casey Undercover.
Oh.
And then she's had a couple of movies where, yeah, how to build a, is it Zapped? I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Shake It Up. Shake It Up,
You know what's
Casey
crazy?
Undercover.
I only knew Zendaya from being like a girly online. And I'm like, oh, she's bad. Like, she looks good. And then she was on Dancing with the Stars, which I love Dancing with the
Is that
Stars.
is that how you first got to know her?
That's where I first saw, like, I saw her like on Instagram and stuff, and that's when I started following her. And then she was on Dancing with the Stars, and that's the first like project that I had seen her on. Because I love Dancing with the Stars. I always watch it with my grandmother when she was living here. And like I was just like obsessed with Dancing with the Stars, and then she was so good. I'm like, she better win. When she didn't win, I'm like, she was robbed, blah blah blah. I was just like, I just love her. And then last year during quarantine, I found out she was in Spider-Man. I'm like, my girl is everywhere. Like, love that for her. And then I just started watching Euphoria like a month ago, and I'm like,
She's also, you do know she's also like a singer. Like she had her whole like, gotta put this song on replay. Have you ever
I
heard
would
that
never
song?
know anything like that. Absolutely
No,
nope.
come
But I always
on.
see her. I would always see her at the, because I honestly, and we can edit this out if we can edit this out. I legitimately thought she was a socialite. I was like, okay.
And Greatest Showman. Have you ever seen Greatest Showman?
Don't even, I've never heard those words strung together before in my life. Like, I thought that she was like an influencer, which I didn't even know what an influencer
Y'all.
was a few years ago. So I thought she was like a social, I thought she was like a Paris Hilton type of like, you know, I thought Chantel Jeffries, like I would always see her with all the girlies. So I'm like, oh, you know, a baddie, let me follow her. She's so
Mm.
cute. And then, you know, yeah, no.
Yeah, I would be drunk by now, y'all, if we had to do this.
No, but edit that out because honestly, if we ever meet, Zendaya and I will be like, yes, shake it up. Like I will pretend. Replay. You gotta put this on replay. Like I will definitely act like I
You
know
gotta
all
put
of
this
her,
on a replay. Oh
all
my
her
god.
stuff. But
What?
I no, I would always see her at the award shows though, looking amazing. So I'm like, oh,
Okay, well, you have to watch Greatest Showman because
is
it's
that an
an
adult show movie though? Because I don't want to watch like Wizards or that
uh
so raven type of stuff.
no, it's about kind of like roughly based on like the Ringling, how the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus like got put together, but it was it's basically a it's a
Is it
musical, but it's a good
is it
one. It's
PG or is it G?
no, it's PG. I think it's PG-13 maybe. So it's
Oh,
Zac
that sounds
Efron.
good.
Yeah, so Zac
So
Efron,
it is an
Hugh
adult film.
Jackman. Yeah, it's
Hugh
Zac Efron,
Jackman,
Hugh
okay.
Jackman,
Those are names that
her,
I've heard. Okay.
Zendaya. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Michelle Williams from Dawson's Creek
Love
back in
that.
the day.
You know, I
Yeah.
didn't know that Michelle Williams had a child with Heath Ledger. I just found that out today.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. Eh,
Guys,
It's
there's so much learning to be done in this life. And I
I
feel like
cannot believe that you don't know your Zendaya history. Like that is, and that's really sad that I guess I know so much about her, given
look
that
at
she's
Jess
nowhere
shaming me.
near my
Jess is
generation.
shaming me at this point. You guys, you
I
see the
know.
shaming going on?
I don't know
Oh
how I
my
know all
god.
of this. Yeah, I know this mainly because my daughter is 15, and so this was her era. Like she grew up on Zendaya, so it's like that that was her person. So I know everything Zendaya. So yeah. This is going to be interesting. I'm excited. Y'all, we're doing every 2 episode recaps, like every 2 episodes. So we won't be back next week, but we will be back the following week. And that's mainly because our recapping schedules are super insane for those of you who follow us. May or may not know, we are already upon the Celebrity Big Brother season. So that is starting on Wednesday and it's going to be a crazy schedule. Insane, insane. It's Monday, Tuesday. Wait, no, not Monday, Tuesday. Sorry. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the first 3 episodes with a 2-hour episode on Friday. So it's going to be crazy. We are recapping here with Girl Let's Agree to Disagree. So click like, subscribe, click to receive notifications if you are all about the Celebrity Big Brother aspects. And yeah, we were trying to do some Survivor stuff. We were trying to do so many other things. And this Celebrity Big Brother is going to, I don't know, suck the life out of me because it's literally Big Brother
But
on
you
crack.
have so much life to be sucked, Jess. Ah, No, but like on a serious note, I know you guys plan on watching Celebrity Brother. Jess is gonna crush it with Hannah. Girl, let's agree to disagree. It's gonna be amazing. I hope we are all throwing our full weight behind Cynthia. Not only because she's iconic, but also because we all grew up on Rugrats and we all loved Angelica, I hope, and her doll's name was Cynthia.
That's so random.
So I'm just saying that, you know.
That's super random, but I'll take it.
Cynthia.
We can do that. So, y'all, we love you. Thank you for tuning in with us on this Euphoria recap of episode 3 and 4. And we will see you in